The care of our pets and animals is important to all of us, most of all when they're injured or have skin wounds or an irritation. Tonight, our friends from Vetericyn are here to help you. Vetericyn Plus is known to many of you for its one-step wound and skin care product. They're safe to use on any animal. And tonight, we're also going to learn about their innovative product line available for equine and your pets as well. Foam Care shampoo products. And you can order those products tonight, and later on, we'll tell you how you can do that. We'll also be opening our telephone lines later to answer your questions. And we, again, welcome you to Rural America Live. I'm Mark Oppel. Good to have you with us for this hour. And great to have our guests from Vetericyn with us as well. Again, tonight discussing horse health, what to look for, answer questions you might have on health issues for your animals from our folks at Vetericyn. We welcome back, again, a great friend, Dr. Brad Gordon from the great state of Iowa. Good to see you again.
Good to be here, Mark. Thank you.
And also, we're going to learn more about his operation there in Des Moines, Iowa. Jeff Cox joining us as well, sales manager from the Bo Brown Company and a representative of the Vetericyn products. Jeff, welcome back.
Thank you.
Good to have you here. We're going to learn more about your background first, but for those new viewers, new listeners, Doctor, since you were here last, is Iowa your home state? I think it is.
Grew up in Ohio.
That's right.
I've been in Iowa 20-some years now.
Very good. Ohio State University. Proud about that, too. Talk about your background a little bit more.
Went to Ohio State for vet school, did an internship and 2 residencies, and was on faculty at Minnesota's vet school for a while. Now I'm in private practice in Iowa.
Talk about the practice in Des Moines.
We have a horse-specific practice, and we say horse-specific, but we do get some circus animals, elephants, and big cats, and other animals that we do take care of.
Right, and doesn't matter the size or the shape, you can use Vetericyn. Yes. On all of those. Yes. Some people you wanted to say hello to and give out a little support.
Dr. Cheryl wanted to send condolences to her for her recent loss, wish Renee a rapid recovery, and Rusty a blessed retirement.
Very good, yeah, friend retiring. Looking forward to that myself here. Okay, good to have you back.
Thank you.
Jeff, good to have you here as well, and your wife Janelle coming with you here. Your home, and proud to say, is in Kentucky. We talked a little basketball before the show.
We can always talk basketball from Kentucky.
Good to have you. Talk about your background, again, what got you to this point.
Well, I grew up working on farms, working on dairy. Went from there to training barrel pole and roping horses for a while. Mm-hmm. Managed a retail equine facility for a long time. And then several years ago, transitioned over to working with the Bo Brown Company, representing great companies like Vetericyn.
Yeah, talk a little bit more about Bo Brown, people that may not be familiar with it.
Well, we're a company who helps manufacturers like Vetericyn take product into the marketplace, to retailers, to distribution. We train, we do whatever it takes to help people understand the value in a company like Vetericyn.
And you have someone special in your family you wanted to say hello to besides just the family watching tonight, but...
Absolutely. Shout out to my grandson, Benjamin.
How about that? Your first?
This is his first grandchild. He just turned 2, and he is my man. He is my man.
All right. Well, you got a year ahead of you. You know what's coming here. So good,
yeah, absolutely.
Good to have you here.
Thank you.
Let's, by the way, we are going to tell you how you can order products, and we'll be opening our telephone lines here later to answer your questions. It's Rural America Live, and you're a very big part of that. So, again, as we work through this hour, you have a question, write it down and let us hear from you when we do open our telephone lines. Doctor, let's start with you and just kind of take a broad brush of Vetericyn Plus and how you use it in your practice.
Well, Vetericyn Plus is an innovative next-generation wound and skin care product. It's based on hypochlorous technology, which eliminates bacteria, fungus, and viruses within 15 seconds of contact. It's very easy to use. It's non-toxic to normal tissues. And what's nice, you can use it on any animal species of any age. You can use it in and around the eyes, ears, nose, mouth, wings, tail, and does not cause any problems. It hydrates tissue, and it's very safe for anybody to use before they get an animal to their veterinarian. Mm-hmm.
Maybe just, and we'll talk more about this during the hour, maybe just a couple of examples of how you use it every day in your practice.
We use it on after initial examination of wounds to help cleanse the wounds, and we use it during and after surgery to help stimulate blood flow and the hypochlorous technology allows an increase in the generation of new blood vessels, and like I said, it eliminates bacteria, fungus, and viruses within very short contact time of 15 seconds.
And for a lot of folks that you've been on the show many, many times, and we always love to have our friends from Vetricin, Bob and Renee. We're going to be here, but as you said, Renee on the mend here. But they are one thing we always cover. But for a lot of new viewers and listeners, they might say, "Well, does it sting? Does it hurt the animal when I spray this Vetricin on there?"
The application is very easy because the animals tolerate it very well. There's no stinging during application, and for example, it's very safe, and it's as powerful as it is safe. And so we'll incorporate the use of Vetricin in eye therapy, and again with all the wounds. There's two types of products: the solution and the hydrogel, which we'll get into later. But it's good for any wound, any skin problem.
And you do promote this quite heavily to your customers, clients, when you're out, you leave the clinic and go out to their facility or to their farm or ranch.
Most of our clients have it in their barn, in their trailer. They carry it if they're going out on pack trips, and they have it with them everywhere they go.
And Jeff, we showed a piece of video there of a large expanse of products that's unbelievable, where we've come from their very first show, which you were in our old studio when we were introducing this product to our viewers and listeners. But again, talk about how that line has expanded.
Well, the line originally was a wound and skin care line with just a couple of SKUs. It's been expanded into small animal, ear and eye rinses, ophthalmic ointments. The expansion has been large. There are a lot of SKUs in the line. And then just recently, and we're all very excited about it, we've expanded into shampoos. We now have a foam care shampoo for equine and for small animals.
Very good. And then we won't be covering a lot of this tonight at all, but just to mention it for again, new viewers, new listeners, there's a line, human health care, wound care as well, the Puricin Plus.
Puricin Plus. The technology is very similar between the Vetricin Plus line and the Puricin Plus line, and it's great for humans.
Very good. Again, won't cover a lot of ground on that tonight, but just to mention, they can go when they go online, they'll see this Puricin, they'll wonder what is that. It's for humans, the same kind of use, sunburns, scratches, whatever it might be. So, Brad, from a veterinarian standpoint, as I guess with 101 here, how does it actually work?
Vetricin, like I said, is innovative next generation wound cleanser that was designed to enhance the most critical part of the wound healing process, and that's the preparation of the wound bed. It hydrates, improves blood flow, it stimulates generation of new blood vessels, so it's a very superior alternative to optimizing the wound healing process, and it's a super alternative to saline or the other wound washes that are present.
And one of the things there too, that it doesn't hurt the healthy cells that are there around that wound. A lot of products makes it different. I want you to verify this, that other products you have to destroy everything before you can start to heal, and not with Vetricin.
That's a very good point. With the other products, they're effective because they can damage everything, healthy cells as well as the abnormal cells. Vetricin targets the abnormal microorganisms and rids them of that, plus it washes or lavages the unhealthy tissue away and causes no ill effects to the healthy tissue that's present in the wound site and the wound bed. Therefore, it helps stimulate the generation of a healthy wound bed, which is the function of getting a wound to heal.
Jeff, what about, we've seen the spray in some of the videos there, but there's also a hydrogel. Just briefly discuss that with us.
Well, it's the same active ingredients as in Vetricin Plus. The difference is it comes incorporated into a gel. So when you put it on, there is a gel film that comes out.
There we go. We're seeing, take a look at that right there.
Right there. And this is great, especially when you're bandaging, because you can take the gel, you can put it on the bandage and on the wound. And oftentimes when you take a dry bandage off, the bandage will have adhered to the wound. And when you use hydrogel, not only do you get the helpful use of the product itself, but the gel keeps that bandage from adhering to a wound bed, thus causing less irritation.
We also find it from the veterinary standpoint, if we have contaminated wounds that we have to clean up, oftentimes trying to wash them will drive things deeper, and if we clean them solution with a solution of the Vetricin Plus, and then we use the hydrogel. That'll help lift the contamination up out of the wound, and so with frequent bandage changes, we can cleanse the wound that way without driving foreign bodies deeper into the tissue.
Let's. You always bring some before and after pictures that we want to, our folks upstairs want to show. They think it helps people understand kind of what this product can do, and you've got the proof right here.
Yes, well, when the pictures come up, it's very safe to use.
Here's the first one. I mean, this is that's a massive wound on the head there of that horse.
Found an exposed part of a gate and peeled his head back, and there was some trauma and foreign bodies down into the skull tissue.
I would guess so.
And the clients knew they could spray Vetricin on that, and they did that immediately, and then bandaged around the head to stop the bleeding. And we were able to clean it up, and this is after we got it sewn up, and the horse went back on to a successful show career, and there was just a small wound that was present, or scar that was present. So Vetricin is very safe to use. It's very powerful. The only limits to its use are the imagination of people using it. And not only is that with the Vetricin Plus products, but also the Puricin products for use in people.
I want to go back to another example here, but we've heard the word hypochlorous, Jeff, and just so people can kind of follow along, that's really a key, I think, to what makes this product so special.
Well, hypochlorous is the compound name, and basically hypochlorous is what your body builds in its white blood cells on its own.
Yeah.
All animals, and then your body sends out those white blood cells, and they give off an oxidative burst. And that's what kills organisms. That's what helps get rid of our bacteria and the things that we have. And the great thing is Vetricin Plus is that technology, nature's technology, harnessed in a bottle.
And as a veterinarian, that's a very important point that he's making there.
That sums it up really well. I mean, Vetricin Plus enhances and is compatible with the body's own, Mother Nature's own way of dealing with these foreign substances.
The body heal itself. Isn't there isn't there a medical quote that's something along that line? You have another example. This is the same, I believe, a horse and an injury in the nose area. Is that right?
It depends on which pictures come up. We have several of legs and heads and rear ends. This was
here we go.
End of a horse that was pushed into a fence and traumatized, and the owner sprayed it with Vetricin. This is after it was cleaned up to show that.
Oh, wow. How big would that? You've got a little piece of ruler or whatever, something there, but that's
over a foot across.
A foot across.
A little bit larger than that when it originally happened. This was during healing, and then the next shot will show it getting smaller, and that went on to heal fine, and no one would have a clue of the amount of tissue damage and destruction that occurred after it healed, and the owners were thankful they had the Vetricin with them out on their pack trip.
That brings us kind of to a point here they say, well, how often do you have to spray that, doctor? And using that example there, how often would you spray that wound?
You can't use it too much. The more they use it, the better. But usually 4 to 5 times a day is the maximum amount that you need to do. And with studies that have been done, about 6 to 7 hours, you get the antimicrobial effect from it. Although the increase in oxygen tension and the stimulation of new growth of in vessels goes on for several days, it's about 6 to 8 hours of the time that you get the antimicrobial.
There's some video here. You're working with the leg of a horse, front leg of a horse. That was just a scratch or something there?
That was another trauma that occurred, and we like to use the Vetricin Plus to prep all our surgery cases. And instead of we used to use saline to flush the different wounds during surgery and use the saline in our surgery sites. Now we use exclusively Vetricin Plus, and we have a very low contamination rate, and we have very few problems with post-op sepsis or infection.
All right. We mentioned that we were going to introduce a new product, and we thank the folks at Vetricin tonight. Jeff, another milestone here that you've chosen RFDTV and Rural America Live to really bring this out. It's been out for a while, but talk about the new product here, the shampoo for, first of all, there's 2 different ones. We're going to focus on your pet first. So just what do we have tonight?
Well, Vetricin brings great products to the marketplace. Line Extension is a foam care shampoo. And the technology for the pet side is in the hair density, ease of use, the savings in use and the way it's applied, and just the ability to put something on that works well and rinses easy and doesn't leave behind.
And you've got the three bottles that in front of us here that are pretty uniform together, the white bottles. And that's all part of when you talk about hair density in a pet. You've got what you're calling a low, a medium, and a high. Take us through an example of what a low and a medium and a high density hair coat might be.
Typically a short-haired dog, maybe a Jack Russell, something like that, is considered low density. It doesn't take a lot of shampoo to get into the skin. Medium density, you're looking at a lot of your probably water dogs, things like that. They'll have a bit of an undercoat, but not a lot of hair. But then you get into your higher density, you're talking about, shepherds, things like that. And each one requires a little bit different amount of shampoo and the way it goes in and how it rinses out. The worst thing you want that can happen would be leave behind shampoo that doesn't get rinsed out. As Dr. Gordon and I were talking earlier, that causes a lot of problems, dermatitis, hot spots, things like that.
Yeah, doctor, you were saying, people may say, oh, I got a shampoo that works pretty well with my dog, and it might, but you just want to, I think it's one key point about the natural oil of the skin of an animal.
The dermatitis and the rinsing is very important, as Jeff just mentioned, but the foam care products allow that natural skin oil to remain, and so that was always the knock on shampoos before, that they would take away that natural protective layer or the skin acid mantle, and that would be gone, and the Vetricin foam care products don't do that.
And there's a medicated formula for pets shampoo, Jeff, as well?
There is. You have the regular shampoos, the foam density shampoos, but in all lines, to make them complete, you need a medicated. For those skin irritations, different dermatitis issues that you have. So they developed a medicated shampoo.
Very good.
To complete the line.
And that has anti-inflammatory properties and antihistamine properties, so it helps soothe and take care of those types of irritations.
And over the counter, there's not a prescription needed for the medicated version.
Correct. This is all over the counter product.
We talked about pets, and we talk about more. We have, I'm sure, a lot of callers when we open our telephone lines. You have pets that you love, and maybe you've had some irritation issues, skin issues. Maybe they're sensitive to the shampoo you're using or a spray that you might be trying to clean up a wound. We know you have questions, and we'll be opening our phone lines and hearing from you. But we also want to talk about those equine, the horse owners out there, a shampoo you have for them as well, Jeff.
We do. The equine are near and dear to our heart because that's sort of where we started, where Vetricin was in the equine world. Developed an equine shampoo. Again, it's an everyday use shampoo that you can use every day, bathing your horse as much as you need. Wonderful shampoo, goes on easy, rinses out easy, again, which is a key. Any animal, ourselves included, leave behind shampoo and it causes an irritation. The medicated, as we do as equine people, we find we have girth itches and rein rots and things like that to develop on our equine friends, and that's why they developed a full line to add in the medicated shampoo.
And you're talking about a show animal especially, or just even a pleasure horse, but if you have a show animal, you're out there and you train some of those in the years past, to have that good-looking coat on there is a good place to start, I would think.
Absolutely.
The ingredients in both the small animal and the equine shampoo stimulate normal nutrient production in the skin, and they also help cell proliferation. So it not only treats the hair, but also the basic skin. And like we said earlier, it maintains that natural oil that's present.
And if it might get in the nose or in their eyes, it's not going to irritate that animal.
No, wash it out and it's fine.
Very good. All right, we are moving along. Wow, the first portion of our program has gone fast. You see the products lined up right there. Now we're going to give you an opportunity to order those products right now from our friends at Vetricin. Their lines are open for you right now. 866-318-3116. Lines open right now. You can order that product. You can find a store near you. We'll talk about that in a minute. But again, that toll-free number is 866-318-3116. Let them know you're watching RFDTV, Rural America Live, and you want some of that Vetricin product, the new foam care for your pet. And people might wonder, well, if I call that number, I'd like to get something right now tonight or do it first thing in the morning, Jeff. Where would they find it?
Many of your farm and ranch retailers and pet groomers, pet stores across the nation carry the product right now. If you're wondering if your local does, you can go on the store locator, theveterison.com. You can order it directly from there, or you can go on and find a local store nearest you through their store locator.
And their local veterinarian will be a helpful source as well, Doctor.
Yes, we carry both small animal and the equine products, and we have a lot of people that come in and get it.
Okay. And use, by the way, the code FOAMCARE, and you will not only get a great product, free shipping when you order tonight. So again, FOAMCARE, a code word there, and that means free shipping for you. We're going to take a short break, and as we do, we open our telephone lines for you. Give us a call. It's Rural America Live. Let's hear from you. And here's our number, 877-731-6733. Again, lines open for you. Be the first. 877-731-6733. Right back with you, your telephone calls, and more. Our friends from Vetericyn after this. Welcome back to Rural America Live. I'm Mark Oppold. Our friends from Vetericyn joining us again with the equine veterinarian Dr. Brad Gordon and Jeff Cox with the Bo Brown Company, and a representative of Vetericyn products here to answer your calls, whether from a company standpoint or a veterinarian who works every day with pets, animals, horses, just like you have, and we're ready to talk to you. Our phone lines are open. Becky tells me the phones are ringing, so don't wait too long. You might get a busy signal. If you do, just keep trying. 877-731-6733. We look forward to hearing from you. Dr. Gordon, as we get the calls coming in, and I hear that the phones are ringing, so we'll get to those calls here. For folks that are just joining us, let's talk about the the Vetericyn Plus entire line of products.
Well, Vetericyn Plus is an innovative skin care and wound care products, and they're very good because they're not steroids, they're not iodine, they're not alcohol, they're non-toxic, they don't stain. It's very easy in the application. The animal's very compatible with that because it doesn't sting, and so we find that it's very good, and we incorporate that into our regimens for healing wounds, skin problems, and it's antimicrobial, so it kills bacteria, fungus, and viruses within 15 seconds of contact.
Wow.
So we use it a lot, and we have clients that will use that for their first line of application in the field whenever they have something that they're not sure what's going on with their animals or a wound.
Yeah, exactly. You can't, you can't overuse it. And before we start getting to our calls, again, that's I think a point to make is that as a veterinarian, you appreciate that. If there's an animal that has a wound of some kind, they call you and they've already sprayed Vetericyn immediately. It's going to help you to help bring that to a successful conclusion, I would think.
Yes, it's good to apply that to anything, and as a veterinarian, that gives us peace of mind knowing that we're already working on that wound before they get into the clinic.
Mm-hmm. And again, severe wounds, you mentioned they come into your practice all the time. Some of these are pretty severe when they come in and they think they may not be able to either save the animal, or it's going to leave a tremendous scar, or they won't be able to ride them anymore. And
we've had people that were contemplating euthanasia of their animals that now they think twice, and we're happy that they didn't. They sprayed it with Vetericyn, wrapped it up to stop the bleeding, and got the animal's veterinary care, and they're very happy with that.
And Jeff, you too, you travel the country as a representative here at Vetericyn and the Bo Brown Company. I'm sure we could fill an hour of success stories that you and satisfied customers and dealers that you're talking to.
Absolutely. One of the funnest things to do is to be at a place and have all the people come up and talk about the success stories they have, whether it be with their small animal pet and just getting over hot spots with a dog getting over hot spots that they never could do anything with, up to large trauma on their equine, or even on their livestock with our pink eye spray or our livestock gel or wound spray. The success stories we have are tremendous, and what we have on our own. I use it myself. I use it on my animals, from show cattle to horses to my dogs. Mm-hmm. And it's wonderful. And the nice thing about Vetericyn Plus is its pH balance. A lot of the products, when you spray, they sting, so animals want to flinch. When you spray this product on an open wound, on a hot spot, or even in an eye, use the eye product in the eye, they don't flinch once they get used to it because it doesn't sting. In fact, it refreshes. It's a different feeling for them. So you'll take an animal that oftentimes will draw back. Once they get used to the spray, they're like, this feels good.
Yeah. Very good. All right, we have calls coming in. Let's get right to it. Again, if you're just joining us and you want to join the conversation and have a question, maybe a pet that's very precious to you and you've got a little issue or two with that pet, or a horse that has been injured and not healing correctly, give us a call, 877-731-6733. We go to Tennessee for our first call, and David joining us. Good evening, David.
Good evening. Thank you.
You bet. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. How much opposition or local criticism have farmers and ranchers expressed to you that they have heard from their local veterinarians in reference to the use of this product? Because I am a personal, firm believer, and I always tell my friends that it's a miracle product because of a personal experience that I've had with it.
Mm-hmm. So you're asking, I want to make sure I understand what you're asking Dr. Gordon or Jeff to comment on is the safety factor of the product. Is that what you're asking, David, to verify?
No, sir. When I expressed to my local veterinarian the experience I had with a cow that I used this Vetricin on, he became negative. And the reason that I brought the animal to him and had this conversation is because I did not have any more Vetricin. I had run out. And when I explained to him the circumstances of my use of the product and the results of the use within 34 to 36 days, which was, that's why I call it the miracle drug, because they were horrible wounds that my animal had. He had fallen out of the back of my trailer.
All right.
And he gave me the impression that, well, that's not any good. I don't believe you.
All right.
It's like a watered-down product, and et cetera, and I was astounded.
Gotcha. All right. We have a veterinarian here. I mean, it's a lot of people in your profession. Thanks for the call, David. Not unusual that the first time they may be exposed to it, they say, well, let's see if it does what you say it does.
When I was first exposed to Vetricin product 10 plus years ago, it sat on the shelf. I had several cases to evaluate, and then when they finally started asking what we thought, I thought it was just water somebody poured bleach in and bubbled some oxygen through. I gave it to very critical clients, and when they started asking for more of it, I thought I should evaluate it. And I didn't have a very high opinion of the product until I started using it. And once I started using it, at the time people called it holy water, and I'm convinced that it is, because it does everything. It was a product that didn't do half of what everybody said it did. It did everything everybody said. And so there are skeptics out there because they haven't been exposed to it, haven't got distributors that might carry it. And early on, there were some veterinarians that thought that might take income away from them. And once you start using it and people start getting it to carry it, people know that if the Vetricin is not working 100%, that it's a more serious problem, and it's been a practice builder for us. So there are skeptics, and once they use it, they usually turn into advocates for it.
Very good. Again, we thank you for the call, David, and it takes away a lot of other products in the medicine cabinet too. I think you mentioned that before. I mean, maybe 5 or 6 bottles for this or that, or the hoofs or mouth or whatever it might be. One bottle, Vetricin.
My girlfriend's father had a calf that was injured severely, traumatized, and I said, let's give it some antibiotics, and we started spraying it with the Vetricin, and he thought I was nuts, and now he's a big advocate for it because it healed supremely well.
Very good. May hear some more callers. I'm on that same line. In fact, let's go to Texas, and Jackie joining us tonight on Rural America Live. Jackie, go ahead.
Yes, I'm calling. I have 3 bald-faced horses here, and I keep full masks on their faces, but their eyes still get that little irritation in the pink flesh. Is it good to just regularly use the Vetricin on those eyes and around their muzzles to keep that tissue regenerated?
Yes, the Vetricin Plus is very good to use in and around the eyes. If there's problem with UV irritation, then you need to maybe go a little bit more with the protection from that. But with any sunburn, skin burn, irritation, the Vetricin Plus is very, very good to use, not only in horses but also in people with the Puricin.
And Jeff, you're nodding your head during Jackie's. Thanks for the call, Jackie. You were nodding your head too. Sounds like, or looks like, you have the similar situation maybe with your horses or a client of yours spraying in the eyes.
Using this in the eye, a perfect example is on the racetrack. Horses that come back from the races or from training and have dirt and dust in their eyes. You can take this product and spray those eyes out. It not only cleans out the debris that's in the eye, but it also just refreshes the eye. Hunting dogs that come in from the field, running through and getting the weeds and stuff in their eyes. All hunters should have this in their pack. They put their dog, before they put him in the kennel, if they would spray their eyes out, they would see a miracle happen the next day. There would be bright, they wouldn't be swollen, it wouldn't be red from just running through the brush and the bushes. And I experienced that in my own bird dogs. So using this in the eye on any animal, when you see an irritation, runny eye, things like that, we have the pink eye that will work for cattle in the livestock line. So yeah, eye usage is the way to go.
That's a great example. Yeah, I hadn't thought about hunting dogs, but and Jackie brings up part of her question. It seemed to me was, could I just go ahead and use this every day? You don't have to have a wound or some sort of infection. It's preventative. Doctor, you've mentioned that word a couple of times. It's a preventative here, Vetricin, and not just wait for something to happen.
Be proactive.
Very good. Yes. All right, thanks for that call. It means the line is open for you, and if you are joining us, whether watching RFDTV, tuning in on Sirius XM, celebrating 3 years here a couple of weeks ago on Sirius XM, channel 147. Number is the same, 866-318. That's to order the product as 866-318-3116. But to call us, 877-731-6733. Let's go to your home state, Kentucky. This is Wanda joining us tonight. Hi, Wanda.
Hello.
So are you a Wildcat too?
Yeah.
I think everybody must be, or you can't be in Kentucky. Welcome to the program. Go ahead.
Well, I have a cat, and he had the sore or come up on the back of his neck, 2 of them on each side. And I sprayed that Vetricin on him, but it makes it so dry that he wants to scratch it.
The hydrogel might be the thing you'd want to try. Spray the solution on and then follow up with the hydrogel, or just use the hydrogel a couple times a day, and that won't dry it out.
Very good. Thanks for the call. And there's a hydrogel. Maybe while we're talking about that, Jeff, just go over that again. People say, well, how is that different than the spray?
Well, it's the same active ingredient. It's hypochlorous, same active ingredients. It's just in a gel carrier. And again, like Dr. Gordon mentioned, you can put that if you're having a dry skin issue in that area, such as Wanda mentioned. Oftentimes, instead of the liquid, you can use it to clean the area. But to put the hydrogel on, it'll be a soothing. It'll help moisturize.
Very good. And Doctor, you had mentioned something else, another, I guess, a group of people who might want to take a look at this, and if they have not tried it before, are groomers of these precious pets that we have.
I've talked to 2 groomers that had used the foam care products, and they were skeptical before they tried it, and now they think it's the best thing that they've come across. And so they're sold on using the different hair density shampoos to help medicate in certain situations, but in just general shampooing, use the different densities for the different coat types.
Very good. All right. Again, you can visit Vetricin's website shown on the screen that we have had on several times. Again, and calling a number, giving a lot of numbers, but want to make sure we keep it simple for you. If you want to order the product, call toll free right now, 866-318-3116 to order the product, or you can find a store near you. And remember, use the special code for free shipping. You can use that tonight, and only those of you that are watching and tuning in on Sirius XM, Foam Care, F-O-A-M, Care, Foam Care. Write that as or use that as a code word, and you'll get free shipping for whatever you order here tonight. We're going to go to North Carolina. That's a big rival of the Kentucky Wildcats here, but we're going to take the call here. Go to North Carolina, get you two together here. This is Deanne. Hi, Deanne. Deanne, are you there? I hear her, but I don't know if she's hearing me. Is this Monty?
This is Monty in Belton, Texas.
There we go. All right, we're going to get back to North Carolina maybe, but go ahead, Monty. Good to have you with us.
Well, thanks. Y'all, they've already answered two questions, application and, anyhow, my third question was an ophthalmic question they've answered. The third question is, what's the shelf life before and after it's open?
Well, shelf life, typically on the bottle, you'll have an expiration date on the bottle, but the shelf life is typically 2 years. Once you open the bottle, again, if you have a bottle, if you look on the back, it'll have an expiration date. Our products do. So you can look at that, and that'll give you the time that you have to use that product.
Very good. And I think it goes, this will be a good time to remind folks, Doctor, keep it out of the heat, keep it out of the cold.
Yes, if it freezes, it may lose its efficacy, and if it sits on the dash of a pickup truck and gets real hot, it may also lose its efficacy. If a person has a bottle that might be outdated, or they're worried about if it's still good, if it has a little bit of a bleachy odor to it, then we still use it because it's still effective.
Oh, okay. Very good. And so it doesn't need to be refrigerated, and that may be part of a little kind of a piggyback to what Monty was asking here. Once you open it, it's not like it's exposed to the air, just room temperature.
Room temperature, put it in your cabinet, room temperature. Again, the new, if you remember back, it used to just say Vetricin. Now it says Vetricin Plus. So there's a little new technology in the bottle. In that bottle, the liquid, if it freezes, is still good.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Thaw it out at room temperature, and you can use it. The hydrogel, we say not so much because it has a different consistency in it. But typically, you just leave this at room temperature, and it will work fine.
Very good. We're going to try one more time to get back to North Carolina and talk to Deanne. Deanne, are you there?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Good. Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Well, let's talk to each other then.
Okay, I have a border collie, and every spring when it starts getting warm, she starts losing her hair and she just scratches. And we've been using a fungicide on her that works pretty well, but when cold weather starts back, her hair comes back. And I was just wondering if that medicated shampoo, if that would help.
Did you hear all of that? She's losing hair? Is that what she's in? It grows back and then loses again?
It sounds like when the temperatures get hot, and if they're bathing the dog, you worry about not getting a good rinse. So the medicated shampoo would probably soothe and be good for the underlying skin and may help her from having that dermatitis that might be causing the problem. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Very good. And that's what this is all about here for this hour, folks, for you to get your questions answered. We're going to keep going right now. Maybe take a short break after this call, but we're going to Jack in Tennessee. Jeff, I'm sorry. Jeff, are you there?
Yeah.
All right, you're up next. Go ahead. Welcome.
Will this Vetricin work on a pink eye on a cow?
Absolutely. We have you can go to your local farm and ranch store, and you will find a bottle that is labeled pink eye, and it will absolutely work. We tell people, use it. There's on TV right now, as you're seeing, there is an actual demonstration of it. Typically, we will tell you use it today, use it tomorrow, use it the next day if you can. The more you use it, the better it'll be, but absolutely, it can help pink eye.
And it helps to flush the eye from the back of the eye toward the nose, and that'll help flush debris out at the same time.
Very good. Yeah, and that was 1 day to 10 days in that case. Yeah, Jeff.
Absolutely, and you can go online to vetricin.com. And you can find videos. If you want to see exactly a protocol on how to use that for pink eye, the correct application, and how to get the best results from that, you can go on vetricin.com, and there's great videos to look at and to learn.
And so you can pick a particular problem you might have, be it for hoofs or whatever it might be, a severe cut, wound, you've got a video to help them out.
Find a lot of answers on their website.
Very good. We are looking for answers if you have questions tonight, and we still have about 20 minutes to go before we have to say goodnight. We're going to take another short break, and we return. We'll be taking more of your telephone calls. Again, our number to give us a call and join our conversation. I'd love to hear from you. 877-731-6733. And the number to call for Veterans on your screen as well. So lots to take care of. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back to Rural America Live with Vetericen. I'm Mark Oppold. Our telephone line's open for you. I'm going to give the number probably at least one or two more times because we are coming to the top of the hour. We want to get as many calls as we can. 877-731-6733. And also, we're giving you a telephone number to call to order the product as well on the screen. And when you do, Foam Care is a key code word, and you'll get free shipping. Only those of you tuning in and watching our program tonight know all about that. So a little bit ahead of your neighbors on that regard. Let's get back to those telephone calls. I know you want to help as many people as we can. And all the way out to California we go. This is Nancy. Nancy, thanks for holding on and welcome. Are you there, Nancy? Lost Nancy. All right. We're going to try to get her back. Nancy, if you're listening in, tuning in, give us a call. Somewhere between here and there, we lost your call here just as we were going to go to it. Let's talk about the shampoo again. We introduced that tonight and the complete line. Jeff, I know that you're proud to have that as an addition to the great products you already offer.
Well, absolutely. Again, several years ago, Vetericen was introduced. It was just a few products. Then we expanded out into pet. Came out with an ear and eye rinses and ophthalmic ointment, and then we moved into the human side with the Pearson Plus product, which is a fantastic product.
It is.
And just recently, Vetericen launched the Foam Care shampoo line. And again, it is, the technology is the hair density. It's easy to use. You don't use as much product. And the other key is it goes on easy and it rinses out easy. Oftentimes, as Dr. Gordon and I had talked, you leave behind shampoo. As a pet owner, when I use other shampoos, we use the method you pour on until you think you have enough. And then oftentimes use it on a thick-haired dog, and then you can't get it rinsed out, and you leave behind. You get tired of rinsing, and you leave it behind. And then we find that brings on issues, dermatitis issues, hot spots, things like that. So this was developed to help alleviate a lot of those problems. We have the 3 densities. When you look at it, you have fine coat, moderate coat, and thick coat density. Again, you can go on their website. You can look at Foam Care. You can even click on there and see where your dog falls. If you're not for sure, we'll help you do that.
Very good.
And if a person uses the wrong density shampoo, it doesn't cause any harm to the animal.
Yeah.
It just might make it a little more difficult to rinse.
Rinse out, exactly. It's when we say fine, moderate, and heavy, those aren't specifics. If you're not for sure and you can't get to a website, we'll tell you to buy the moderate and use it because it'll cover. But the technology, again, is how it's applied. You no longer have to try to hold the pet with a wet hand and hold a bottle and pour a bottle and make sure you don't pour too much or drop your bottle. Very simple. You pull a trigger, you put on the foam, you set your bottle down, and you wash your dog.
Yeah.
And you don't want to take the contents of the bottle and pour it into a bucket?
No, we suggest not changing it from this bottle into another bottle. Part of it is the delivery system we have that makes it foam and helps it foam. So decanting or taking it from this and putting it in another bottle, it will take that away.
Just you wet the dog down for, or the whatever.
Absolutely,
the
you wet the dog down. We have a great video. I think they showed it online a couple of times. Yeah, wet your dog like you do any other time.
And then just put the foam on. Right from the bottom. There we go.
There you go. Put the foam on, massage it in just like you would any other shampoo, and rinse it out. The key is the fact that it's going to go in easier and out easier, and you leave less residue behind.
Very good. All right, again, that's the new foam shampoo that they have introduced here tonight on Rural America Live. We're going to go to Pennsylvania. Clayton's been holding on. He has a question, maybe a comment for us. Hi, Clayton.
Hi, how are you this evening?
We're fine. Thanks for the call. Go ahead.
Okay, we got two dogs. I got a Shih Tzu and I got a Peekapoo. And the other thing is, do you have a thing for fleas? And what shampoo would I use for them?
All right. Which one do you want to take first? The flea. He had a fleas on a Shih Tzu, and what was the other one?
A Peekapoo?
Peekapoo?
I think he said. We do not have a flea shampoo.
Right.
So we don't have a shampoo to get rid of the fleas, although grooming and bathing your animal will help.
It's recommended after a flea and tick treatment to wait 48 hours before they do apply the shampoo.
Right. If you are using a tick treatment, a spot on or something like that, make sure you read the label, follow their directions for shampooing any shampoo after that. Most of them recommend a 48-hour wait. So if you've applied a flea product to your animal, they typically will tell you to wait 48 hours before you shampoo with anything. So ours would be the same.
If a peekaboo, I'm not sure what kind of hair they have. He was asking which, the low, medium, or high density. Do you have any idea on that?
Honestly, I'm not sure the hair code of a peekaboo, to be honest. But again, you can go to the website, go to Foam Care. You can click on and you can put in a peekaboo and you can find out.
And it'll tell you.
It'll
recommended
tell you.
Medium.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And the foam care will take care of the irritation and the inflammation that's associated with the flea infestation after the fleas are gone.
Won't get rid of the fleas, but we'll take care of that the inflammation that they cause. Yes. Okay, very good. That's a good point too. All right, thanks for that call. We go to, where are we going next to? Becky, California. This is Nancy. All right, thanks, Becky. Hi, Nancy.
Hi, hello, and how are you?
We're just getting a lot of calls trying to help as many people as we can, so you are up next, and glad you called.
Great. All right, I have two quick questions for you. A little horse that I've been working on periodically gets rain rot. Will one of the Vetricin products help cure that? And if so, which one?
The medicated shampoo would be the thing to use first, followed up by the Vetricin Plus products.
Did you hear that, Nancy?
Medicated shampoo, then what?
Then the Vetricin solution would be what I'd recommend after that.
Okay, then solution after. Okay, my second question is on the same little horse. Other horses have picked on him over the years, and he has places where the hair has not grown back in. Are there any of your products that can help that hair to grow back?
There are none that are guaranteed to do that. Some of the human balding products people will use, but nothing is out there that will be FDA, USDA approved for that.
Okay. Well, I think.
Thank you for the call. You bet. We're going to go to Connie from Arizona. We continue on here a few more minutes. Connie, welcome to our program for you tonight.
Why, thank you. I found it by accident, so I'm totally delighted.
Well, make a note of what that channel is, and don't ever change. Just throw the tuner away. You don't need any more channels.
I've already done it. All
right, go ahead, please.
I have a cat with medium length hair. She's constantly, cats are known for grooming themselves, but she's constantly licking her tummy, so much so that there's no fur there. And I was wondering, what do I get? What's the matter with her?
It depends what the underlying problem is, but a place to start would be to use probably the medium shampoo.
Yes.
And then after the medium shampoo, use the Vetricin solution, and that may help take care of the problem. If not, you need a trip to your small animal veterinarian to do some diagnostics to find out what the underlying problem is. But I'd start with the medium shampoo and then the Vetricin solution, Vetricin Plus solution, and those will always be helpful even if it doesn't cure this specific problem.
Very good. Thanks for the call. To Missouri we go, getting these calls in and the phone's ringing. Let's go to Beverly from the Show Me State. Beverly, you're on with us. Thanks.
Thank you. I have a pet rabbit. She had a little bit of a red eye, not pink eye, just probably an irritation. But can I use Vetricin on her? Sores and things that might happen.
I always like to have people start with the over-the-counter Vetricin solution, and that's very safe and is pH balanced and is tolerated well by the animals. There are also the Vetricin ophthalmic products, but if you have a small bottle of the Vetricin solution, I'd use that because you can use that on other skin issues also.
Very good. We're going to be close to wrapping things up here. May get another call or two, but real quick, summer is upon us here, hot weather, humid weather. Are there any wounds or things that happen this time of year, just reoccurring problems that you're seeing as a veterinarian?
We see a lot of rain rot and dermatitis, some scratches, and we'll be seeing that as we get into the fall. And there always seems to be abrasions and wear and tear problems. And so having the Vetricin solution, if I could have one bottle on hand, it'd be the Vetricin solution. If you can have two bottles, it would be the Vetricin solution plus the Vetricin hydrogel to follow up on some of those areas that are hard to bandage.
Mm-hmm. And we've had a couple of questions about eyes and ears, under stomach areas and scratching. But let's kind of focus on eyes and ears, if we might, just anything there that you would want to offer.
The Vetricin solution is good for not only the whole body, but those areas, and they have specific ear washes and solutions that can be used, and ophthalmic washes and solutions. I don't know if you want to talk to that any further, Jeff, but I like to have on hand the Vetricin solution because that can be used for so many things if a person's going to buy one product.
You mentioned the hunting dogs and just running through, they may not be injured, but just running through brush and weeds and thistles or whatever else. You know.
Anybody who's had hunting dogs knows when you put them down in whether you're running bird dogs or beagles or coonhounds or whatever you're running, when you bring them back, they've run through briars. Tips of their tails tend to be bloody where they've run through. Their eyes tend to be red where they've taken bushes in the face and things like that. Oftentimes they'll even bite on their tongues and you'll see a little blood on their lips. This product, Vetricin product, is great. When you put them on the tailgate before you put them in the box, spray their eyes, spray their mouth out, clean their mouth out, spray their tail. Check their pads. You're saving yourself a lot of trouble down the line. Little preventive maintenance right there.
We're trying to squeeze one more real quick call here. Courtney from Illinois wants to ask a question. Courtney, go ahead.
Hi, my question is, have you ever used Vetricin as a preventative for moon blindness or cataract? We have a horse that has a cataract, recently discovered he has a cataract in his left eye, and we're trying to prevent anything from happening to his right eye.
The Vetricin Plus products help corneal ulcers, but as far as cataracts go, they wouldn't be effective to help those.
Very good. We're going to just a real quick wrap here for each one of you. Gordon, Dr. Bragg, good to see you again. Any closing thoughts you want to leave with viewers and listeners?
The only limitation to the use of Vetricin Plus products in animals or Puricin application in people is the imagination of the person using the products. If you can spray water on something, you can use Vetricin Plus products.
Well put there. Jeff Cox, good to have you back here again. You have the final word tonight.
Well, my final word would be this. Go buy some Vetricin, go buy some phone care. You can get on the website and order. Go to your local farm and ranch. Everybody carries Vetricin nowadays. Also, you can call in right now and order phone care. So if I have a closing remark, go to your local store and buy some Vetricin.
Well said as well. Good to have you here, and your wife. Come back and see us again anytime. You're always welcome.
Thank you.
All right, and Doctor, you too as well.
Thank you.
Safe trip back to Iowa. Safe trip back to Kentucky. That's going to wrap things up. It's always a fast hour, and as Jeff mentioned, we've given you that telephone number to call, 866-318-3116 to order product right now, and then use the code FOAMCARE, and you'll get free shipping. And with that, we say thanks for joining us, and good night from rural America's most important network.